stop scrolling right now because if you are a Canadian senior or someone who is about to retire, what I am about to share with you in the next few minutes could directly put more money in your pocket this February 2026. We are talking about CPP OAS GIS and a very important $300 bonus that thousands of Canadians may be missing out on simply because they do not know about it. Stay with me until the very end of this video because I am going to break down every single detail you need to know about your February 2026 pension payments, including exact amounts, payment dates, eligibility rules, and how to make sure you are not leaving any money on the table. Welcome back to Canada Pension Authority, the channel that keeps you informed, updated, and financially prepared. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because every week we bring you the latest news on Canadian government benefits, pension updates, and financial tips that are designed specifically for Canadian seniors and retirees. Now let us get straight into it. February 2026 is a very important month for Canadian pensioners. The Canada Revenue Agency and Service Canada have confirmed the payment schedule, and there are some updates to the benefit amounts that every recipient needs to be aware of. Whether you are receiving the Canada Pension Plan, Old Age Security, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or a combination of all three, this video is going to give you a complete picture of what to expect in your bank account this month. Let us start with the Canada Pension Plan, commonly known as CPP. CPP is a monthly taxable benefit that replaces a part of your income when you retire. The amount you receive from CPP is based on how much you contributed during your working years and at what age you decided to start collecting. For February 2026, the maximum monthly CPP retirement pension for someone who starts collecting at age 65 is approximately $1,433 per month. However, it is very important to understand that the average Canadian does not receive the maximum. The average monthly CPP payment in Canada is closer to $800 to $900 per month, depending on your contribution history. Now, here is something many people do not realize. If you decided to delay your CPP past the age of 65, your monthly payment increases by 0.7% for every month you delay, up until the age of 70. That means if you waited until age 70 to start collecting, you could be receiving up to 42% more than someone who started at 65. On the other hand, if you took your CPP early, starting as early as age 60, your payments are reduced by 0.6% for each month before your 65th birthday. These are decisions that have a lifelong financial impact. So if you are still deciding when to take your CPP, I encourage you to watch our dedicated video on this topic, which we will link at the end of this video. The February 2026 CPP payment date is confirmed for February 26, 2026. Mark that date in your calendar. If you have direct deposit set up, the funds will appear in your bank account on that day. If you receive a check by mail, allow a few extra business days for delivery, and if your payment has not arrived within 5 business days after the scheduled date, contact Service Canada immediately. Now let us move on to Old Age Security, or OAS. This is a monthly payment available to most Canadians who are 65 years of age or older. Unlike CPP, you do not need to have worked or contributed to receive OAS. Eligibility is primarily based on your age and the number of years you have lived in Canada after the age of 18. To receive the full OAS pension, you must have lived in Canada for at least 40 years after turning 18. If you have lived here for fewer years, you may still qualify for a partial OAS pension. For February 2026, the maximum monthly OAS payment for seniors between the ages of 65 and 74 is approximately $727 per month. For seniors aged 75 and over, the government provides an enhanced OAS amount, which is approximately $800 per month. This increase for seniors 75 and older was introduced to recognize the higher costs and financial pressures that come with advanced age, and it reflects the government's commitment to supporting older Canadians in their most vulnerable years. One thing I want to highlight specifically about OAS is the OAS clawback, officially known as the OAS Pension Recovery Tax. If your net annual income exceeds a certain threshold, in 2026 that threshold is approximately $90,297, the government begins to reduce your OAS payments. For every dollar you earn above that threshold, 15 cents is clawed back from your OAS. This is something higher-income seniors need to plan carefully around, and we have a full video on strategies to legally reduce your income to minimize or avoid the OAS clawback entirely. Again, we will link that in the description. The February 2026 OAS payment date is also February 26, 2026, the same day as CPP. This is intentional, as Service Canada coordinates these payments together for convenience. Now, let us talk about the benefit that is arguably the most important for low-income Canadian seniors, and that is the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or GIS. GIS is a non-taxable monthly benefit paid to low-income seniors who are already receiving OAS. This benefit is designed specifically to help the most financially vulnerable Canadians, and yet many eligible seniors are not receiving it simply because they did not apply or were not aware they qualified. For February 2026, the maximum monthly GIS payment for a single senior is approximately $1,086 per month. For couples where both partners receive OAS, the combined GIS can be even higher. The exact amount you receive depends on your annual income, and eligibility is reassessed each year based on your previous year's tax return. This is why it is absolutely critical that every senior files their income tax return on time, even if you earned little to no income. If you do not file, you could lose your GIS payments and you would need to go through a reapplication process to get them reinstated. Let me say that again clearly. File your taxes on time, every year, no exceptions. Your GIS, and in some cases your OAS, depends on it. Now here is the part of this video that many of you have been waiting for. The $300 bonus. Let me explain exactly what this is and who qualifies. From time to time, the Government of Canada announces one-time top-up payments or supplemental benefits for seniors, particularly during periods of high inflation or financial hardship. In recent years, we have seen these kinds of payments come through as cost-of-living top-ups, and the buzz around a $300 payment in early 2026 is related to ongoing discussions about supplemental relief for low and moderate-income seniors. It is important that I give you accurate information here. This $300 payment, where applicable, is typically directed at seniors who are already receiving GIS, meaning the lowest income seniors in Canada. The payment is designed to help offset rising costs in housing, groceries, and utilities, all of which have continued to put pressure on fixed-income seniors across the country. If you are currently receiving GIS and you are up to date with your tax filings, you should automatically be assessed for this type of supplemental payment. You do not need to apply separately. The payment, if you qualify, would appear in your bank account or arrive by check along with your regular benefit payments. However, if you have not been receiving GIS and you believe you may be eligible, I strongly encourage you to contact Service Canada immediately or visit the My Service Canada account online to check your eligibility. Many seniors leave thousands of dollars unclaimed every single year simply because they assumed they did not qualify or did not know where to look. Let me now give you a quick summary of the combined maximum monthly benefits a qualifying low-income senior could potentially receive in February 2026. If you are a single senior aged 75 or older, receiving the maximum OAS of approximately $800, combined with the maximum GIS of approximately $1,086 and your CPP based on your contribution history, you could be looking at a combined monthly benefit of well over $2,000 per month from government sources alone. For couples, these amounts are structured differently but can still be quite significant. There are also additional provincial benefits available depending on where you live in Canada. Provinces like Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, and Quebec all have their own supplemental programs for low-income seniors that stack on top of the federal benefits. If you want a province-by-province breakdown of these additional benefits, let us know in the comments below, and we will create a dedicated video just for that. Now, let me leave you with 3 very important action items before I wrap up. First, confirm your February 26, 2026 payment is scheduled correctly by logging into your My Service Canada account or calling Service Canada at 1-800-277-9914. Second, if you have not already signed up for direct deposit, do it today. Direct deposit is faster, safer, and more reliable than receiving a check in the mail. You can set this up through your bank or through your online Service Canada account. Third, and I cannot stress this enough, file your 2025 income tax return as early as possible once the tax season opens. Your GIS entitlement for the next benefit year is entirely dependent on your most recent tax filing, so do not delay. I also want to remind you that if you or a senior family member was recently released from prison, returned to Canada after living abroad, or just turned 65 for the first time, you will need to actively apply for OAS and GIS. These benefits are not automatic for everyone. The application process is straightforward, but it must be done, and the sooner you apply, the sooner those payments begin. Alright, that wraps up today's video on the February 2026 CPP, OAS, and GIS payment updates, including everything you need to know about the $300 bonus. I hope you found this information valuable and that it helps you plan your finances for the month ahead. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps us reach more Canadian seniors who need this information. Share this video with a family member, a neighbor, or a friend who might be receiving these benefits. You never know who might need this update. Do not forget to subscribe to Canada Pension Authority if you have not already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We post new videos regularly on Canadian senior benefits, pension strategies, tax tips for retirees, and much more. If you have any questions about your specific situation, drop them in the comments below, and our team will do its best to point you in the right direction. Until next time, stay informed, stay financially prepared, and take care of yourself. This is Canada Pension Authority, and we will see you in the next video.